right, folks, it's time to welcome our players for our second match from Switzerland, Viktorija Golubic. And from Spain, your number 26 seed, please welcome Paula Badosa.
Now. Okay, ladies, few things. Shot clock here on the far sideline. We have free movement for the spectators. Electronic line calling. You have the VOR, which you have 3 incorrect challenges for any questions of my decision. Okay, like not up, through, touch, things like that. Okay, any questions? No? Here I have heads and tails. You want to call Viktorija? Tails. Your heads is tails. That's heads. Serve. Stay, good match.
The final major of the season is upon us. Hello and a very warm welcome to the USTA Billie Jean King National Tennis Centre. We've got 2 weeks of gripping action ahead, and the woman who makes it through 7 rounds without defeat will receive a cool $3.6 million for her efforts. The singles draw was revealed last week, and Viktorija Golubic and Paula Badosa will go head-to-head for a place in the second round. It's a second meeting between these two, Badosa having won in Montreal 3 years ago in straight sets. So look at the draw. This is the bottom half, and the winner will face either Martina Trevisan of Italy or the USA's own Taylor Townsend. Well, welcome. A beautiful day. Monday, 28 degrees Celsius, 82 Fahrenheit. Humidity starting to rise, as is the temperature. Partly sunny out there, but overall pretty perfect conditions. The first day of main draw action here at the USTA Billie Jean King National Tennis Centre. Day 1 of main draw action from the US Open. Katrina Adams and me, Candy Reader, in the commentary box, here to talk you through this match on grandstand court. Well, Katrina, let's have a look at the Swiss. Viktorija Golubic has got one of the most beautiful one-handed backhands in the women's game.
Oh, it's magnificent. It's very fluid. She's very confident in it.
3 minutes.
You know, light in stature, 5'7", 31 years of age. So she's a veteran out here. She knows what it takes, but her game style is one to enjoy. She likes to come to the net. She'll take advantage of those short balls, but she's up against a very tough opponent today in Paula Badosa.
Currently the world number 73 is the woman from Switzerland. She's got 1 title to her name on the WTA Tour, around 4 million in career prize money and has also been Katrina world number 35. She knows her way, as you said, around a tennis court very well indeed.
I'm excited for this matchup because there is a little bit of contrast in style, but they both can bang from the baseline for sure.
So let's have a look at the other side of the net, and it's the Spaniard Paula Badosa, a former world number 2, of course. 26 years of age. She's done very well on hard courts, but of course she's had that stress fracture in her back. Says it takes her about 4 hours to prepare each day to get on the match court, which is just unbelievable. But she has had a really good season.
Oh, absolutely. It's great to see Paula back in form. She's been solid this year, playing with a lot of confidence. Every match that she plays, she's getting better and better, and her results of late have shown that.
And of course, she won the Mixed Madness, didn't she? And day 1 here at the US Open is now really a 3-week event with a 7-day fan week. And her and Stefanos Tsitsipas won the mixed doubles, took home a cool $250,000 US for their efforts. Very impressive. A second meeting between these two. And it is a contrast in styles, isn't it? Katrina Paula Badosa, a little bit more of a ground stroker. Golubic perhaps will play a little bit more slice, come to the net a bit more.
Yes, Golubic has a lot of variety in her game, as you mentioned. She has the one-handed backhand. She likes to roll it, but she also hits a lot of slice. She can hit the drop shot. She'll come to the net, so she's going to be trying to really distract Badosa's rhythm with that variety in her game style.
And unlike Badosa, Golubic has never won a WTA event on hard courts, but she has got to a runner-up position, achieved that in Monterey and Lyon, as well as Linz. So she's got close, has Golubic. But for Paula Badosa, a winner in Washington, D.C. earlier this season, and that will give her a huge amount of confidence. Would you put her, Katrina, as one of, say, top 10 of women that can win this event?
30 seconds.
Badosa, absolutely. I mean, she's a former number 2, so she knows what it takes to win and go deep in tournaments, but it is about the Grand Slam and the 2 weeks that it takes to be a survivor.
7th US Open for Paula Badosa. There's her coach, Paul Todeo. She's got 3 hard court titles to her name, most recently, of course, in Washington.
Ladies and gentlemen, Paula Badosa won the toss and chose to serve.
Indian Wells. She won the toss, as we heard a little bit earlier, and chose to serve. Fabio Salza of Brazil is our chair umpire for this opening round.
End of warm-up.
The final major of the season is upon us. We're back at the USTA Billie Jean King National Tennis Center. A warm welcome on a beautifully sunny day. Not too much breeze in the air, so this one is going to get heated. Let's hope so, just on the tennis court. It's Katrina Adams and Candy Reid in the commentary box. They're playing for a place in round 2 of the US Open. Viktorija Golubic versus Paula Badosa. Spaniard won the toss and elected to serve first, so that's how we'll begin.
Paula Badosa to serve. Ready? Play.
Wow, beautiful opening point. Able to see a little bit of that variety, or a lot of that variety, really, from Golubic. You saw every shot in her arsenal. Badosa moving well, was able to really finish the big forehand.
There's a look at that one-handed backhand of Golubic. She does hit over the ball an awful lot. It's quite rare to see, even in the men's game, but very few women now with that beautiful one-handed backhand. Viktorija Golubic is one of them.
15-30.
Paula Badosa has had the advantage, Katrina, of playing in that mixed madness last week, so perhaps her nerves won't be quite as elevated as they might ordinarily be.
It's first round of a major. Every player is nervous, particularly the top ones, because they feel that they can go deep.
And you can't win the title at this stage, but you certainly can lose it.
Absolutely, and I think for Badosa, we had great weather here in New York last week, mild temperature, not a lot of humidity, and now we're back to our summer heat and humidity. So that can also play a factor on you mentally.
How did you prepare, Katrina, when you knew you were going to play a match out in high heat and humidity? How did you prepare the days before?
Well, I actually lived in Houston, Texas when I was on tour, so it couldn't get hotter or more humid than there, but it's really about hydrating. You really have to hydrate. You have to do a lot of stretching, a couple massages.
Good start for Paula. The world's top
Viktorija
70.
Golubic.
She's been world number 35 a couple of years ago. Has 17 wins on the board so far this season.
Low 15.
I suspect we're going to see a lot of aggression from Badosa, particularly taking advantage of the second serve of Golubic, getting a big return and trying to do that 1-2 combination to the open court, as we saw there. I don't think it's as breezy as it can be yet here in New York, but that wind can get down in the middle of the court.
We just saw Heinz Gundhardt watching Viktorija Golubic.
Yeah, he's their Billie Jean King Cup captain. He's probably here working with her as well, showing support to all the Swiss players.
He was working, wasn't he, with the young Swiss player Selina Neck, who was here in qualifying, didn't make it.
There he is in the red hat.
What a coach he is. I'm a coach of many, many great players, including great Steffi Graf. Saw some practices with those two. Unbelievable, an hour where they didn't speak to each other, but they seemed to be on the same page. She moved and he moved, and they just went hard at each other. Badosa just with a little bit more firepower off the ground, it seems, so far.
Look at that beautiful one-handed backhand, taking it on the rise.
30-40.
Very difficult shot to do. Golubic is only maybe 5'7", so not that tall in stature, but great timing. Taller than me, though.
Paula Badosa much taller, almost 6 foot tall, not quite.
Badosa.
Second serve getting the treatment once more. Anything short. The Spaniard stepping up, and she's had a wonderful start. 2-love.
Badosa leads 2 games to love. First set.
Pretty solid start for the 26th seed. She's going to have a little sigh of relief right now, maybe swing a little more freely.
Just quickly run you through Paula Badosa's year so far. 3rd round at the Australian Open, round of 16 in Stuttgart on the indoor clay, round of 16 at Rome as well, 3rd round of Roland Garros, quarterfinals Bad Homburg on the grass, round of 16 at Wimbledon, then a champion at Washington DC, and most recently a semi-finalist at Cincinnati. Some excellent results.
She's
actually won 20 of her past 26 matches, former world #2.
So I said she's on a roll. She's had some great results as of late and continuing to build her confidence just in time for the last major of the year.
Let for service. Let for service.
She didn't play this tournament last year, Badosa, due to an ongoing back injury. Cut short her 2023 season, which she finished after Wimbledon. She's never been past the 2nd round. She's managed it a couple of times, but perhaps 2024 could be the year of Paula Badosa here at the US Open. A opponent, Paula Badosa, so really a must-win service game, this one. She's can contend in this opening set.
The infamous planes flying over here at Flushing Meadows. That was an errant shot from Badosa, completely mistimed that. But, you know, I love Golubic's game. I mean, because on any given day, she can beat anyone. She can get hot. She can play very consistent, very aggressive. I mean, she had a big win over Barbora Krejcikova earlier this year at Roland Garros. And then we know Krejcikova went on to win Wimbledon. So you just never know what to expect from Golubic. Weakest part of her arsenal is her serve, both first and second serve, and that second serve can really sit up and provide target practice for her opponent, as we just saw there from Badosa.
Not for the first time. That serve swatted away. Well, there's another look. It's a bit of poetry in motion, isn't it, that backhand?
30-15.
Major results. Third round at the Australian Open for Viktorija Golubic. Lost to Elina Svitolina. Second round at Roland Garros, as Katrina was saying. She beat Barbora Krejcikova, lost to Anastasia Potapova. Then at Wimbledon on the grass, she fell in the opening round to Jule Niemeyer, the hard-hitting German. At the US Open, this is her 11th appearance, and she's never won a match in the main draw, Viktorija Golubic, so it doesn't bode particularly well, particularly against such an informed player.
Golubic is going to struggle trying to find her way into this match with the unforced errors that are creeping into play. 5 already in the first 4 games of this match. Only 3 to Badosa.
Get herself revved up, isn't she, Golubic? Knows how important this game is.
Yeah, early in these matches, it's about trying to stay within yourself, your game plan.
Light for service.
And not panic, perhaps, at this stage?
Not panic. There's a lot of tennis yet to be played. That hurts.
Advantage Badosa.
Second double fault.
It's Guntart looking a little concerned. Point number 2 for Badosa, and she's already got a break in hand. Oh, it's a spectacular passage of play. What a beautiful backhand of her own. Sets up the easy volley. All up.
Badosa leads 4 games to love. First set.
Great move from Badosa, taking that ball in out of the air. It's so important for players to recognize when their opponent is out of position, particularly there with Golubic with the one-hander. She knew it was going to be a slice, potentially a floater, and she was right on top of it for the easy winner to the open court.
And don't forget, you can download the US Open app, follow your favorite players. You can track scores and stats, watch match highlights, get player news, and new this year, watch live 3D views of all single matches. It's available on the Apple App Store and Google Play Store.
Love 15.
Taking a lot of time in the back of the court, trying to visualize what she wants to do. Golubic, you can see the eyes focus on the ground.
Little known fact about Paula Badosa, Katrina. She was
15.
born in New York City. How about that?
I knew that. We were trying to claim her as an American.
Spanish parents, worked in fashion. 7 years old, she moved to Barcelona, where she often trains. Actually lives in Dubai these days, does Badosa.
Yeah, when she was younger, before she became the Badosa that we know, it was a question of if she was going to, you know, say that she was playing for America or playing for Spain.
How close did you get?
I don't think very close. Fair enough.
Good junior, wasn't she? Badosa got to world number 8. She won the girls singles at Roland Garros.
40.
Destined for greatness. Biggest title she's won, Indian Wells, of course, that 2021 final where she beat Viktorija Azarenka, who's going to be playing on this court a little bit later. It's the longest ever match in tournament history in the women's event. Badosa 3 hours and 4 minutes to win it. Another service game reeled off Badosa. It's this woman, the Swiss 31-year-old Viktorija Golubic, 5-love on grandstand court. You can imagine the spectators watching are getting pretty toasty. Let's see if Viktorija Golubic can get herself up and running.
Trying to attack that second serve yet once again. I mean, it's sitting there like a big old grapefruit. It's a little too quick on that. You know, on one side of the court, you have Golubic, who's not playing her best. On forced errors, up to 9 right now. But it's really Badosa that's continuing to put the pressure on the serve of Golubic, so she feels like she has to hit a big shot off of that first return. I mean, Badosa's the one that's coming to the tournament with consistency, with so many matches under her belt this summer. Not a lot of losses, and very confident. So this is a match where she can work on things. Inconsistency from Golubic.
Yeah, sorry, Katrina, she just doesn't look, she's settled. A couple of backhand errors.
And she's never had a big serve, not in recent years. I mean, she's 31, so sometimes the strength leaves you. But, I mean, that last serve was 67 miles per hour.
40.
That one 94 for first serve, but her fastest serve of the match has only been 95 miles per hour. So it's still a good speed for Badosa to just tee off on.
And you've spoken a bit about the fact that she's not the tallest player, but we've seen Ash Barty hit serves a lot harder than that, and she was maybe an inch or two smaller than Viktorija Golubic.
Yes, but it has to do with your motion, you know, how much power leg movement you put it into your serve, loading up on your legs and really exploding up into it. That's not the type of server that Golubic is. Great balance moving forward from Badosa. Racket head was already out in front. You have a good look at it here, and then you can see she can just guide it to either side. Just a little flick of the wrist, cross court. Notice Golubic was covering the line.
Set point already. 26 minutes played.
Game in first
And
set.
there it is. Well, that was some first sets from Paula
By 6
Badosa.
games to love.
The 26
Badosa to
seed
serve.
from Spain then in a very strong position, although of course, and we'll speak to Katrina about this, the 6-love set is a bit of a phenomenon in tennis, isn't it? Sometimes you have to be very, very wary because the only way for your opponent to go is up. Did you ever have a horrible moment where you won the first set, or second set 6-love, and then ended up losing a match? You're just holding your head now and sighing.
It's hard. It's hard when you win that first set 6-love because you let your guard down a little bit. You think that, hey, this is almost over. Let me keep going. The other person finds a rhythm. They start to get some confidence when they win that first game. But it all depends on who you're playing, how your game style matches up. Sometimes you're just dominating a player because your game outmatches them completely. But you know if you're playing a tough opponent and you come in and you win that first set 6-love, 6-1, that it's not going to be that easy in the second.
Something that Taylor Fritz spoke about, and it came back to haunt him a few times. More people asking him about the 6-love set. I think it got into his head a bit. Two double faults from Paula Badosa from the juice court. 3 for the match now.
This time of day, the sun can be a factor. Right where Badosa's tossing it. Looking up to her right, towards the west.
Just before 3 p.m. local.
Oh! 15-14.
How about that? 3 double faults in one game. Badosa has lost her way a bit. Chance for Viktorija Golubic to break serve. She hasn't really had a sniff up until this point. It is a great serve.
And that's the game style I was waiting for from Golubic. Be a little more aggressive, trying to ride.
Let's see if Viktorija Golubic can make something from us. A little look up to the sun herself with the new balls. That's one title to her name. She won in Gstaad 2016, 8 years ago now. 3 finals as well. Lyon and Monterrey in 2021. 2016 Linz, she was the runner-up.
15 all.
Showing some signs of frustration, starting to come out verbally about where her movement should have been. I should have been inside the court, taking that on the rise. I know that body language.
Sounds like you do. Being bullied around Badosa there.
15-13.
Nice fist pump. You know when you have it and you just can't put it all together, but when it comes out, you're like, where have you been all match?
So how do you get that back? What's the secret, Katrina?
The secret is believing in the process and not giving up on what you've been trained to do or what your game plan is. Because sometimes you can just be a little bit off, a little bit short, not getting over the net, or a little bit long or wide. So it's like everything is working, but I'm just not connecting. And if you stay with it, it'll all start to come together. As you can see, that was the longest rally of this match of 16 shots. So even for Golubic, she can start to say, okay, I'm starting to feel better about my game, about my rhythm. But Badosa right now is still in control.
Game Badosa.
Don't stop believing is the advice to Viktorija Golubic, although
One game out.
just go down another
Second set.
notch after she's broken back. Very important game for Paula Badosa to win there after her 3 double faults in the opening game of this set. It is quite amazing that Paula Badosa is playing in front of us today. What she's gone through. Ended 2023 early after Wimbledon because of the back issue, stress fracture. She's been told by multiple doctors that her career was probably over.
Just.
You say that's a rabbit's whisker?
Yes. I know that's frustrating. She wants to hit a little bit harder. She's like, okay, I'm just going to tap it just to get this frustration out.
Badosa a little reluctant to come to the net there, but she gets away with it. It was a solid volley. She's vowed very recently to keep fighting for her career. Doctors telling her it would be complicated to continue playing.
30-15.
Golubic, much more straightforward. Spaniard now serving at 30-15. Told she might have to manage the pain using cortisone shots in order to stay competitive. She's really struggled to terms with the medical advice. I've cried a lot, she said. I'm still crying sometimes when I hear, and I have talks with the doctors.
Beautiful. Great footwork, the little bitty steps that Badosa took to make the adjustment.
40-15.
Get in proper position to realign that forehand down the line or redirect it down the line. Beautifully done. See if we can see the little shuffling of the footwork. She's already, but look at that weight transfer. Nice line drive through the court.
Eleven winners in total now for Badosa. 5 come off that forehand wing. It's not going to please her though. Throws in another double fault. That's 4 for the set, 5 for the match. The first serve percentage at 30 right now. Looks like the ball toss is getting a little bit out of her control.
Game Badosa.
Paula Badosa survives. And from going down 1 love
Badosa
in this
leads 2
second
games
set,
to 1
she's
second
now
set.
in front 2-1.
And by 1 set alone.
Qualifying matches, the festivals, the concerts, they had the exhibitions at night. You can see the South Plaza a little sparse right now because we're all watching tennis, which is a good thing. This is the Golubic I was waiting for. You can see the variety coming forward, not afraid to be inside not only the baseline but inside the service line. Committed to that immediately. She knew that Badosa was going to be taking that second hand off the racket. Good adjustment there in the end. Much better control from Golubic here in the early stages of this second set.
The problem is still behind her second serve, isn't it? Where she's won 1 out of 9. See if she can get this second serve a little bit deeper. Oh, that's nicely done. Great pickup from Badosa.
15-all.
Great hands, great adjustment. It's a good get from Golubic getting that ball down, but you can see how Badosa, the racket was out in front, eyes on the ball, soft hands for that touch.
You would have been pretty pleased with that little pickup, wouldn't you?
Oh, absolutely. It was my favorite.
Yeah.
Coming forward.
You were very good at that.
It's all about serving and volleying. Who wanted to hang out on the baseline? I mean, you know, it gets a little boring back there sometimes. But these players have proven that being on the baseline, I mean, it's an eloquent and elegant game for many. The power these days, the equipment has changed over the last couple of decades.
And the problem is getting to the net, isn't it? Because the pace coming back at you is just unbelievable.
Yes, the players are, there's so many more athletic players out here with the strength and the agility to make the quick moves. So, you know, being a serve and volleyer is not as easy, so it's really more important to find a way to move to the net, offer the right shots, as opposed to just pounding away. Just missed.
40-30.
But the right shot.
Do you feel like the game is becoming a little bit more all-rounded now, having been in a period where it was big ground strokes, and now a lot of the players are developing slice and the ability to come forward?
Yes, I think, you know, there's always going to be those eras where the era where people are just doing one thing, they're one-dimensional, but the players are becoming way more agile, versatile, adding the versatility to their game. So not just the power, but they're adding the slice. They're coming in occasionally. Not enough for me still, but I do admire it when I see it in action. You know, the Sabalenkas of the world, she's coming forward and finishing at the net. We'll see Coco Gauff inch to the net, but these are also players who play a lot of doubles.
Badosa.
So they've been top players in doubles, have won some majors or big tournaments. So that's part of the development of their game in singles, understanding how to use the entire court and the angles of the court.
It's a little long. Another wonderful point between those two. A lot of variety as well. Paula Badosa throwing in the slice up the line.
Second set.
And she breaks early in the second set. USOpen.org, your online home for point-by-point live scoring, highlights, real-time stats and draws. You can visit the official tournament site at USOpen.org. This was the side that Paula Badosa threw in 3 double faults at the beginning of this set.
Love
There
15.
she goes again. Deja vu.
Interesting. I mean, she wasn't serving well in the first set, served 50% in the first set, but she's gotten 5 double faults here in the second set in just her third service game. Well done from Golubic. Seems to be a little more relaxed movement, moving around the baseline and setting herself up. Another look at her moving forward, finishing in the open court. But you know, Badosa had 3 of those double faults in the very first, in the opening game here in the second set. So it is breezy out. You can tell by the skirt tail of the players, particularly for Badosa's. Hers is has a little more flair. But that is the end of the court where the sun is directly in her line sight. So I'm not sure if it's the wind or the sun. Oh, how sweet that was. Beautiful pickup. You know, I look at Golubic's backhand and it reminds me of Justine Henin.
Yes.
You know, same, they're built relatively the same. Big backswing, fluid follow through, taking the ball on the rise, able to redirect the ball.
Now she has 3 more break points. Viktorija Golubic has not held serve. She has broken once. Perhaps she's going to break for a second time.
Game Golubic.
She does. And we're back in play here on the grandstand courts.
Badosa leads 3 games to 2, second set.
More competitive, certainly,
by
than the
1.
3.
Love.
So a few more unforced errors creeping into the game of Badosa. I mean, it's 8. 5 of those are actually double faults. So that's just her 3rd off the ground. Sometimes a slow serves can throw your timing off.
Golubic hanging on just about.
Love.
Our new longest rally at 19 shots. Has very much improved, hasn't she? Her first serve percentage and her spot hitting. She's been giving Badosa the short second serves. Now it's the Spaniard's turn to get frustrated. There's coach Paula Badosa. Oh, and a line drive off the backhand side. A little bit of frustration cooked into that one. Just a reminder that the side that Viktorija Golubic is serving on is the tricky side with the sun in the eyes. Double faults coming largely on that end of the court.
I mean, it can be really tricky this time of day, and this is where players have to be able to adjust and throw their toss up a little bit differently, right? And not be so consistent with that same area. I'm wondering if she could have been in a better position to move forward and take that last ball out of the air, even if it was a swing volley, because it was floating. But the slightest hesitation of not committing to move forward will put you out of position. Yeah, it looks like she just looked up a little bit with her head, pulled that ball down into the net.
Wasn't our longest point, but perhaps the most exciting. Golubic turning defence into attack. Missing the forehand in the net. So from 40 love to deuce. And well done. That's what Katrina Adams was looking for earlier. Golubic taking the ball out of the air.
Advantage,
Good
Golubic.
recognition once again. You should be looking for your opponent to be off balance. She took that second hand off. The one-hander just kind of floated back And even for those players who aren't net players, that's just a routine position, but you have to be looking for it or wanting to finish at the net.
Outstanding tennis now on grandstand court. This match has caught fire.
Deuce.
To make the little adjustment steps, Paula Badosa sent Golubic the wrong way.
And that's what Badosa needs right now. You know, after winning the first set comfortably, she's like, okay, I've got to be able to finish these points and the way I want to finish them. Get back to my combinations. Golubic has really raised her game. A little frustration there. I get it. I mean, beautifully struck
Badosa.
backhand, just missing. She has Badosa pinned well behind the baseline with hitting with great depth. See, she didn't want to break the racket. She just wanted to let it know it didn't do what she wanted it to do in the previous shot. There's a difference,
racket.
you know, the flat tap or the side tap with the intent of destroying the racket. She didn't want to do that.
Game Badosa.
Well, it's an incredibly frustrating sport sometimes, isn't it? Viktorija Golubic gets broken once again from
Badosa
40
leads
love
4
up this
games to
time.
2 seconds.
And now Paula Badosa just 2 games away from a place in the second round.
Fifteen love.
She's getting more and more wound up. Generally quite a calm player, but today she's been rattled, that's for sure. Hasn't really found her A game. There have been glimpses just recently.
She's feeling it.
30 love.
Hard work there in this point. Got Golubic out of position with that little squash shot. And you saw Badosa immediately moving forward, anticipating the short ball, and finishes with a beautiful winner.
Well, that was some point, wasn't it? Golubic absolutely firing with the backhand. She's able to change direction on that shot with just one little glimpse, but it's Badosa who comes out on top. Really important win, wasn't it, at Washington, D.C. for Badosa. Some excellent victories over Sofia Kenin, Ludmila Samsonova, Emma Raducanu, 6-4 in the third, Caroline Dollarhide, and then Marie Boskova again in 3 sets. In the final, she throws in another double fault, but this might not be crucial. She was 40 love up. 6 double faults for the Spaniard now. 7 for the match.
Feeling it.
And it's probably a significant. She's serving to stay in the match, down a set and 2-5.
Golubic right now, it's about still believing that she can come back, but it's a hard hill to climb. I mean, she had some good rhythm in the beginning of the set. You know, always tough for the opponent who wins 6-love to keep that string going. And she's been playing better off the ground, Golubic, and with her game plan. There you go. The 1-2 punch there. A nice soft return down the middle point. But this is where it can be so frustrating for a player who knows that they have what it takes to play better or to win a match like this. And you put these combinations together, and you're like, this is what I'm out here to do, but I can't be consistent. You know, or haven't been consistent today.
Light for service.
These two have played once before. It was in Montreal 2021. Paula Badosa victorious on that occasion, 6-2, 6-3. Since then, a lot has happened to them both. Golubic, a year after that, got her to career high 35, but the ranking has fallen. She's been a little bit in the tennis wilderness, despite her extreme talent. Badosa, of course, getting to a career high number 2 before the back injury hit. Catches the outside of the line, that one. Golubic, her first ace.
She's like, I'd like to have that one back.
Didn't miss by much, but Viktorija Golubic on the cusp of holding serve for the first time today. And she does. 2 breaks for Viktorija Golubic. 1 hold.
Badosa leads 5 games to 3.
3. Paula Badosa will attempt to finish this off now behind her own serve.
Well, this is the end of the court. Badosa has, excuse me, struggled a little bit. We'll see if she can close this out. It's a nice way to start this game.
Better than a double fault.
Wait, please.
Badosa's third ace. like she felt a top athlete again after putting that injury woes behind her, claiming that first title in more than 2 years.
You can see just how deep in the court Golubic was, trying to recover. It's easy pickings for Badosa. She could have gone either way.
Thursday 15.
It's a little bit long, and that pretty much sums up Viktorija Golubic's day today.
40-15.
That it does. Missing by inches on some, or a millimeter on many shots. And that's the frustrating part.
So after 1 hour and 9 minutes, Paula Badosa has not one, but 2 match points. Only needs one, a perfect ending to a pretty perfect start here at the US Open 2024. Her team on their feet. The mixed doubles madness champion is now a victor over Viktorija Golubic here on grandstand court, and she does it in style, a full face, rounding things off, in which she was broken twice and played very well indeed. A high level from Paula Badosa, a wave to the crowd, and she is through to the second round for the 3rd time.
Well, a magnificent finish for the 26th seed from Spain. Just the way you want to start your Grand Slam run here at the US Open. And, you know, it's good on her to kind of regain her control and direct that energy into the positive direction in the second half of that set. After dropping, throwing in the double faults early in the second set and giving Golubic a chance to say, hey, I'm still in this match. But well done.
Now on 21 of her past 27 matches. That includes, of course, a 4th career title and a semi-final run in Cincinnati. As for Viktorija Golubic, her poor run here at the US Open continues. She's now 0-7 in main draw matches.
Another look at the way that Paula Badosa finishes this match with an ace. It's an exclamation point and the look of relief and happiness on her face.
Found form, didn't she, this year? 3rd or 4th round finishes in Rome, Roland Garros, Wimbledon, and now at the US Open she's got off to a winning start.
Well, good look at the numbers again for Badosa. This is the match summary. Pretty similar to what the first set was.